Hello friends, did you know that Job prayed to go to hell? It may sound like a shocking thing to say, but there's a verse in the book of Job that looks like he prayed to go to hell. Let me show you this verse and we'll talk about it today. I hope you'll stay around and listen as we present to you what we believe the Bible teaches about this. In the book of Job, chapter number 14, verse number 13, Job prayed a prayer like this. He said, "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave." Now, the question is, did Job pray to go to hell? Now, the verse, you may say, it says, "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave." And that's sure enough what the verse says. But the word for grave there is not the normal word in the Old Testament for the grave. It is the word translated hell many other times throughout the Old Testament. For example, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, I believe it's verse 22, the Bible says, "For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell." Shall burn unto the lowest hell. It's the same Hebrew word used in that passage. Or in the book of Psalm, chapter number 9, I believe it's verse 17, the Bible says, "The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God." And it's the same Hebrew word for hell that Job uses that's translated grave in the King James Version. "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave." But if you were reading it in the original language, it would be the same word where the wicked go at certain times in the Old Testament. So it would read like, "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in hell." I'm thinking it's the same Hebrew word used in Psalm chapter 16, verse 10, that says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." Now you may be wondering, and you'd be right to wonder this, who in their right mind would pray to go to hell? Well, I agree. Nobody in their right mind would want to go to a place of fiery torment. And I don't think that's exactly what Job had in mind. We pointed out in some of our videos, there is more than one compartment to the underworld. More than one compartment. There is Hades, or Sheol, I think is the Hebrew word that is used in these passages, that describe a holding place where the Old Testament saints went. Now, we've explained some of this already, but just to recap, catch you up, the Bible says in the book of John chapter 3, verse 13, "And no man hath ascended up to heaven." No man hath ascended up to heaven. Now, how is it possible that Jesus could say in the 3rd chapter of John's gospel that no man hath ascended up to heaven, as many people as have died at that point? Well, it's my understanding that Old Testament saints at their death did not go to heaven when they died. They went to this holding place in the earth. And so when Job says, "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave," or Sheol, he's actually praying, and I feel sure he's more or less asking the Lord to let him die, it seems to me, but he's not asking to go to a place of fiery torment. You can imagine the stress and the depression that Job must be feeling in his heart, losing all of his children, losing his wealth, losing it all, and his wife's and his health, and his wife saying to him, "Curse God and die." You can imagine why Job would just want God to let him just end it all and die right then. But thank God, God came through and brought a better situation for Job than he had in the beginning. But Job didn't pray to go to a place of fiery torment. But he did pray to go to a place, not heaven, but my friends, what I'm getting at is even Old Testament saints understood that at their death they were not going to heaven. They were going to a place in the earth we refer to as paradise or Abraham's bosom. But the word hell was sort of an umbrella word, Sheol, the Hebrew word in the Old Testament, to describe a place where both the wicked and the righteous went during that time period. Listen, we hope you got something out of this today. We hope these videos are a blessing to you. Thank you so much for listening. My friends, we sure appreciate your time. Thank you so much for listening. We hope that you'll take time and like and subscribe to these videos. Help us spread the word. And we want to reach as many people as we can. I'm Kirk Baker. I pastor the New Beginning Church in Dandridge, Tennessee. We sure appreciate you listening. And remember, the just shall live by faith.